Bobby was a kid from round the town, kicks pumped up and head held down. Underwater more.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to your weekly coaching call broadcast, however you take in this media. My name is Lee Honish from Home Advocates. I am the president / techno king of the company, and apparently the big time speaker that people want to come see. First and foremost, go to our website, homeadvocates.io, find out what we're about. And I stated it on Monday. I will state it now on every call. Our mission is to help 1 million homeowners. To do that, we are looking for 1,000 agents. Just that simple. The moratorium is ended. If you have not checked your email box from literally everybody who's worked in the distress field, they are currently sending out in droves, basically everything you can humanly imagine on the topic of foreclosures and distressed properties coming onto the market. Gina just sent me some new ones. Marvin occasionally sends ones, and I have a couple of other sources that send me. They're starting to pick up, right? Because Florida's already starting their foreclosure process. So this is going to spread across the country. I am on tour, and I'm on tour with Derek, and I would love to see you. The presentation by next week should be pretty good. I thought it was okay on Monday. It'll be even better in Scottsdale. So what you need to do is you can go to homeadvocates.io, which is our website, click on the live event link, and that will take you right on over to our landing page and tell you all about the event. And we would love to see you at Scottsdale, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Denver, Salt Lake, Las Vegas. Las Vegas is already filling up. I have not advertised it yet for some ridiculous reason. Las Vegas, I think, is going to be the biggest single day of the entire tour, and I'm glad it's at the end. By then, we should have it all pretty much nailed down. We do have a coaching program and a mentorship program. Again, you can go straight off of our website and click on sign up to get educated, and it'll take you over to our coaching page, and it'll tell you all about our program. Click on get started. And if you're interested in finding about EXP, it's really simple. Just go to homeadvocates.io. You can click on the anywhere on the page, and you can call us 833-969-4673. Probably a link I should add to the front, and I will probably during the course of this call. That's all of that handled out of the way. Updates for everybody in the coaching group who are watching this or anything that's going on. We are rolling out all the leads. If you have not gotten leads, please send me an email, lee@honish.io, and I will make sure that you get leads or that you are on the lead funnel. And I know that we have a bunch of EXP agents that have joined us. I believe I sent out links for everybody to make sure that they're on the training, the Academy page. So that takes care of all of you. If you have not, send me an email, lee@honish.io. If you are a previous AMS or Monster student and you want to upgrade, send me an email, lee@honish.io. And lastly, if you are interested, Gina Pasquini is taking 2 more people for websites and leads off the web for 1 year. She will create a funnel. She will drag in leads, as simple as that. And you'll get a shiny Home Advocates website along with it. All you have to do is send me an email, lee@honish.io. Let's not overcomplicate it, shall we? Or, as always, 833-969-4673. Or in the words of Derek, 833-WOW-HOPE. All right, business is out of the way. Let's move forward. Today, I've got a special guest for you, and I'm really excited about it. He is a friend. He is, I've known him for, here's a number, a decade. From Chicago. It goes way back. No need to give the bona fides. He's the best shooter. I know. He's a better shooter than me, and I think I'm a great shooter. He does content better than me. That says a lot with my ego. I cannot say enough about the product that he's putting out for real estate agents and real estate marketing. And it will be very exciting for all of you to pick up parts and pieces and things that will benefit you for your business. Without delay, I will be the question asking eyes of all this. He's in a garage. If you missed out and got here late, he's sitting in a garage at a divorced house where they took the garage door. It's very exciting. Hopefully we get drama during this call. I turn it now all over to you, George Cuevas.
All right. Thank you very much, Lee. And we have known each other a long time. The first time I met you, Lee, you came to Chicago to speak. This is back in the short sale days. And we wanted to, like, it was video that got us connected to you originally. So we were watching all the content you were making back in, like, this has got to be like 08, 09. And I just got out of the Army. We were doing short sales. We didn't know what we were doing at first. We watched your videos, and I think that was that the short sales. That was with the Chapmans and stuff. You were with them at that time. And then we watched all those videos, all that content you guys produced. And then we learned a lot from you guys through those videos. And then when you were coming to Chicago, we wanted to meet you. I think my brother had met you briefly at that point, but like we really wanted to meet you. But not only did we want to meet you, we wanted to impress you. And we heard that you like pizza. And then so like I remember running. I remember going trips. To like, yeah. I remember like going like out of my way to this one pizza place that had the best deep dish.
Giordano's.
And like
Giordano's.
Yeah, and
that's what hooked me.
And I went there, grabbed the pizza, brought it over to you after you got done with your meeting. We're like, Lee, it's so nice to meet you. Like, we really love your videos. And we were like so happy to meet you. It was just funny remembering it. But I guess the moral of the story was that it was video, even back in those days, that what it did is not only did your videos at that time help us as agents who wanted to learn short sales at that time, but they also helped us build a connection with you without you having to put in like all the work that goes into making. You put the work into making the video, but like all the work in the real world of like making a real relationship. Yep. That video was doing that for you. Those videos did that for you, so that there were people like us all over the country who wanted to meet Lee Honish during those days. So
not much has changed remarkably.
Video, that's my way of getting into video. Like, I just know it works. A lot of times if you go to like listen to a speaker, especially if it's like a coach or a guru, the first thing they're going to try telling you as a real estate agent is they're going to throw stats at you. They're going to tell you how big video is, and they're going to try to sell you to be convinced that video is the way. And I won't do that to you. I will just tell you that if you're on this call, you probably already know it works. You don't need to be convinced that it works. What you really need is just figure out how to get started, or maybe you already are started and you just need to make it better. And for myself, I was stepped in the same shoes most of the people on the call or who will listen to this in the future. I was a real estate agent and a managing broker. I've sold homes before, and I've rep buyers and sellers, and I've had a lot of agents under me as a managing broker. So I've walked in all those steps. And for us, video, we've been using video from back when we started back in 08, 09. At that time, we had no idea what we were doing. I didn't go to school for this stuff. We had no formal training in it. We just went to Best Buy. We bought a video camera. We turned it on and pressed record. And through just trial and error and just doing it, we learned how to do it. And later on, we got more educated and got better gear and everything else. But again, another moral of the story is that we just got started. And if you're on the call, that's kind of like where you have to make a decision for yourself, like whether or not you want to pursue using video for your business. The reason why is because, like, that it works. You've seen other people use it and that it works. So the question becomes, why aren't you doing it? And what I usually see is that video is a lot of work. It's not easy to do. It takes time to do it. And there's no way for me to tell you that I have a solution that will cut the time or cut work that goes into it. And if someone does approach you and say, I got a system that will cut your, that will, make your videos for you with the software or whatever, it's not true. There's, it does take work and it takes time. And it costs money to make videos. But the end result, though, is that the same thing that your videos did for you, Lee, way back then, that's how this works. You can build connections with people through those videos, and those videos live on the internet, especially on places like YouTube. People find those videos, they watch those videos, and if there is some form of entertainment or education, or the trifecta, which is like having both of those together, and then there's a third thing, I guess, but for sure those two things, if you can have info and education, and with a slice of entertainment in there, that's what people want. There are people that want to watch that content, and when they can see you, hear you, listen to you, it produces something. It helps you. I always refer to it as that it gets your foot in the door with somebody, and if you can get your foot in the door with somebody that you don't know, they don't know you, well, you're taking that cold lead and warming them up, and that's why I like doing video. So what I want to do is Lee's got my website pulled up here.
So before
Lee,
you get to that,
yeah.
I want to hit on that a little bit more,
Yeah,
and,
go for
and
it.
hammer the point. So I'll ask the first question. By the way, everybody on the call, go ahead and load up. We'll do online while we're recording, and we'll do offline questions where both of us can speak our mind about what we've seen, which is way more entertaining, to be perfectly honest, and why you should be a part of these Wednesday call with a shameless plug. So I want to talk about this relationship thing. This is not something I was aware of. I was aware of shooting, and I was aware of creating content back in 2007, 8, and 9, back in those days. I did not realize the impact of the relationships people were having with me by watching my videos, right? This is even pre really social media. This is pre everything. And I would start to go to trade shows, and people had legitimate relationships with me in their mind by watching my videos. I just want your feedback, because you're a content marketer like me, creating content for your clients, right? Shooting them in an interview format, or shooting, kind of consistent content for them to post up and create these relationships. What has been some of the feedback from your clients?
Well, it all depends on the content. So we've made some videos that hit really well, and sometimes we made some videos that don't hit well, and that's part of the content sort of game. You learn early on that not every video is going to be a viral video, and you shouldn't really try to make a viral video. A viral video is going to happen because it's a viral video. And it's just like, anyone that's ever had a viral video that's made one, like a YouTuber or anyone on Facebook, they didn't know that video was going to be viral. It's just that there's some magic fairies, and some, the planets get aligned, and some videos are just going to take off. Like during the pandemic, there were several viral videos that have gone out there that everyone's watched, right? There's been viral TV shows, like, when the pandemic first hit, we had that lion guy, or the guy in Oklahoma. He was like the Lion King guy, whatever, like that thing like hit the country, So like, content will hit and other content won't. But when the content hits, though, like it's like a drug. You see it, you experience it, and then you want to make more of it. If you're so lucky to have produced like a video that gets noticed. And with the agents, what we do is a lot of virtual tour videos, like the video that you make when you're selling your house. Those are great videos for the agent, because the virtual tour video allows you to be able to share and show you actually doing what you say you do, which is I sell homes. So here's a video of me actually doing it and showing off how I do it through a video, using, and how that registers to someone else who's watching it is like, hey, here's an agent, and they're doing what you think agents should all be doing, right? Is like presenting and marketing properties. And so with my agents, when someone watches one of those videos and tells them, I bought the house because of the video, or they see someone watches that video, and maybe they don't buy that house, but it introduces that buyer to that agent. And this is something that gets overlooked all the time, when you're just doing it for your seller's already given you the business. They gave you a listing agreement. but then your seller sees what you're going to do for them, because your seller doesn't see all the work that goes into you selling that home. They don't see all the work you're spending on your computer and getting the listing into the MLS and handling the showing requests and executing documents. They don't see any of that. All they see is the pictures that you made. They see it up on Zillow, and they see the check that you get at the end. And they think you get that check every week, you know, because you're a realtor. So you must be getting these big giant checks all the time, which I had checks like that. So they see that, but they don't see the work. And your marketing, especially on listings marketing, your marketing represents what it is you're doing for them. And so when your client sees the video and they see an awesome video and they see you in it, see you selling it, it adds a little element of, gives you more authority, and it gives you more of a, it gives the client more of a comfortableness that they chose the right person. It makes them feel better that I'm glad I chose Rachel, because Rachel did this for me. She's doing all this for me, you know? So there's a lot of different ways that it comes, and it helps out agents. And a lot depends on, you know, what kind of video it is, and what was the purpose of the video, and then and how consistent you are with being with it. But for the most part, most of my clients are usually pretty happy and want to do more videos. But I always tell people that the video is not a magic silver bullet. Like, I'm not one of those guys.
Right.
I don't do bro marketing where I tell everyone you got to do video because this is 2021. You know, I'm not going to scream and yell and tell you how great video is. It just works, but it is hard work. It costs money. And I guess probably the thing I didn't mention already is that you got to be consistent with it. If you think you're just going to make one video and that's going to be your viral moment, that does happen. It definitely happens out there. But real estate is a long-term game. You're in a marathon. You're not running a sprint thing. You know, that marathon sprint thing analogy. You know, you're running a marathon, not a sprint, right? So, you know, if you look at video as like, I'm going to try to make this viral video, or just make one video and hope that video, you know, makes you, you know, get you 20 new listings this year. That's not going to work that way. Just like
Yeah,
normal,
I agree.
Digital marketing.
I would probably even add this, because we're in the same line of work. I tell clients, and I would say this to everybody on the call, as Gina's blowing up the chat room. She's like, get the videos. I'm going to talk about this next week, and do it without your face, and content. All the topics are great. The thing is, once you have content, right, you got to get it online. And I say this to everybody, especially clients when I was running Perfect Blue Studio instead of being a speaker again. Don't get caught up on being viral. Get caught up on, hey, I got 30 views. Those are 30 eyes that weren't on your product previously. You will have some that blow up. You will get some that go a long distance, but any eyes are better than no eyes. And the analogy I always use, George, is really simple. How many people know about you today, right? So if you're dropping something every day, or reposting your walkthrough, or drone shots of your property, that's another set of eyes on it for today that weren't there yesterday. And that's kind of the power of all of this. Having that content of your properties, or of you working on what you do, or having a video shot of you doing what you do. For most of you on the call, you're advocates, right? Why wouldn't you shoot a video of you being an advocate, something that you can post every day with a different bit of a title in a different place? You just kind of have to put those things together. In professional shooting, there's no doubt the impact that it actually has. I'm currently on your website, George. I'll turn it back over to you and let you drive me through it.
Yeah. So what I want to do is, like I said, I'm in front of this house right now that I'm gonna have to go in and shoot before the domestic situation envelops more. But I am a videographer and photographer, and been doing this for a while. And just like what we said, we talked about, this is all about relationships. So when I do a call like this, or I do a live speaking gig, the best thing I can do is not try to sell you on my services. Best thing I do is try to help you and give you some actual information that's valuable. if you follow that with how you're going to do your video marketing, or really any kind of marketing, I do believe that you're going to get a lot further. So there's basically 6 steps to making any kind of marketing video, whether you're making a homepage video, a virtual tour video. If Lee, like, I'm going to make an event video for your events that are going on. It's the same process. I can tell you, like this week, we're shooting a couple commercials starting next week. So we're in the phase of making these videos, and even for a little commercial, we go through the same steps. And most professional video production companies are going to follow these steps. And then, so you as a real estate agent, you're not always going to be able to hire a professional videographer. You're not, and sometimes you maybe want to just film yourself and do them yourself, or do it in-house, which is totally cool. But if you follow these steps, this will get you this success a lot more quicker. It'll give you a framework to work within. So if you click that pretty red button right there that I've got, I think it's that one. And so click that, and then this is going to take you to the 6 steps. And if you're on that page, it will just scroll down. Yay, free video consultation. And right there, here's our steps. So step number 1, before you turn the video camera on, before you start filming stuff, you got to have a plan. You got to know what you're going to talk about. You've got to have some type of meaning behind this video. So the first thing is to figure out who you're making this video for. Why are you making this video? You know, what kind of end result do you want out of this video? And that's where it starts. So you start really with a paper and a pen, or a keyboard and computer screen, but you got to start with an idea first. What happens a lot of times is that people just like, they say, well, we got to make a video. We're going to make this video. And they just get in front of that camera and they start talking. And what happens then in those cases is that they usually are making a video that's just for them, that makes them happy, that makes them feel good, but doesn't actually help the client, right? So you want to start with that. And if you excuse me 1 second, I got my agent coming up to me right now. So I'm just going to just make sure she's okay in this domestic situation at this house that's going on, that we got to shoot in about like another hour here. But yeah, hang on real quick, okay? Lee, hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Hold on. I'm going to pause the Zoom recording. There you go.
And again, for everyone that's going to call, I'm really sorry about it. I really didn't plan to be shooting this house this morning, but it was just kind of funny. The agent came up to me right now. It's just like,
no problem.
It's a mess in there, I guess. So
it is the business.
Yeah, it is the business, and this is the life of the real estate photographer. So you know, these steps, we covered step 1. We got to make a plan. Also, side note, what I'm going to send to you, Lee, will be my PDF. And I have a PDF document. It's a little ebook that kind of breaks this down with some more detail and stuff. Actually, a lot more detail. So everyone that's on the call and people that are part of your group, you'll get my ebook. It's basically this, just more details, and you can go as far down the rabbit hole as you'd like.
I'll make sure to include it on the replay as a link. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, and on the ebook, I'm constantly updating it, but it's all this. But this first part is the most important part. I'll give you another example. So Lee is about, we'll turn this, make some valuable content for you. You're about to start doing this worldwide tour, right? Going out there. You need an event video, right? And you need a video, you need both a 15-second and a 30-second video that you can use on Facebook, that you can use for Facebook and Instagram marketing, and I would put it on YouTube too, for getting more agents to your upcoming events. Same thing would happen before we just, if I got you in the room and we're going to make a plan on how we're going to shoot, on what kind of video we're going to make, we are going to first sit down and come up with a plan. And like for your case, it's like, okay, you have this offer for real estate agents. You've got this plan, you have this idea. I don't know the exact terminology, or not the terminology, but the exact stats, but you want to help, was it 1 million homeowners or 100,000 homeowners?
It's 1 million homeowners and 1,000 agents.
Yeah. So that's that's your message right there, the general gist of your message, right? So we have to craft a message around that, right? And that's going to lead us right into step 2. Once we know what we're going to do, then we actually have to write it out, and we got to write a little bit of a script. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be like this manuscript that you're making a movie out of, but it has to be your thoughts. Could be in bullet points, you can write it on a napkin, but I encourage you to write it down somehow. For me, I type everything out, so for me that's what's comfortable. And like the script is basically going to lay out this message, and what that's going to do is that's going to take all these ideas you got in your head, and it's going to dump them out onto a piece of paper or onto a computer screen. This is really important because you got to flesh out the ideas. You got to, whatever it is you want to say, you got to be able to say it quick, effectively, and you can't waste any time. Because if you drag on too long on a video, if you don't get to the point quick enough, if you don't establish any kind of empathy in the beginning of that video with the person you're trying to connect with, if you don't do this stuff quickly or effectively, the video is just going to be a bunch of wah, 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 wah to whoever listens to it. And then what happens is that, unfortunately, people have very short attention spans online. And so if in the first 10 seconds, 20 seconds of that video, you're not doing something that's going to command the attention of someone to watch it, it's going to be hard to get people to watch your videos. So we write out that script, you flesh out your ideas. And if you're going to be making your first video, you don't need a perfect one. The other thing that we have to note here is that you have to let the creative process ensue. The only way to get better at making videos is to do more videos. That's it. Same way like with real estate. The first time I took on my first listing, I didn't know what I was doing. Because they don't teach you that when you get your real estate license, right? You don't learn how to actually take on a listing and market it, get it into the MLS. You don't learn about contract negotiation when you get your real estate license. So the first time you're a little rough, and hopefully you've got a mentor there, or somebody to help guide you through it. But you get better at it, and eventually you could take on a listing, and you could probably knock out a listing, with no problems without even thinking about it, because the muscle memory kicks in. So that script writing process is a really important part. It could be one of the most important parts of the whole thing. Once we got a script, we got our idea, we know who we're making that video for. Now it's time to actually shoot it. This is when we shoot. This is when you get the camera in front, you get your lights, and you just start shooting. And if it's your first time making a video or you haven't made a lot, expect to spend a little bit more time in front of that camera. You're going to screw up. You're not going to like the way you sound. You're not going to like the way you look. You're going to do a lot of takes. It's going to get stressful. You're going to get hungry. It's not the most pleasant of experiences for a lot of people, but you've got to get through it because you got to put the work in. The only way to get better is to keep doing them and making more. And the one thing I can tell you from every real estate agent I've worked with, it's always been the same. The first videos suck. The first videos are the hardest, the most stressful. But then once that agent starts doing them, once they put that first couple of videos out there and people have seen them and they see the reaction you get from them, you will want to make more videos. It'll just come from within at that point because you'll know that it works. But you'll never get there unless you just make the video. So in the shooting the video, you could be shooting it yourself. You could be hiring a videographer to shoot it. In the ebook that I'm going to send over to Lee, in this part right here, I also will be supplying all the information with gear. The gear question is always a big question that I get asked a lot about. And when it comes to the gear, what I would honestly tell everybody is that, and this is what someone told me a long time ago, this is a thing that photographers and videographers say to each other a lot. And that is the best camera you have is the one that you already own. And everyone on this call has a cell phone, and your iPhone or Galaxy is a spectacular video camera. I used to do this. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to do this. Sometimes I would use my iPhone as a B camera. So I would have how would you say it? I would have my A camera, my professional camera on whoever I was filming, But then let's say I wanted to have a different angle on that person. I would use my iPhone with that and put it up on a tripod and shoot with that. And I would edit that video with footage from my professional camera and the footage from the iPhone. And in most cases, as long as you're lighting it correctly and got the right angle, most people watching it online would never, ever know that you were using two different cameras and that one of those cameras was an iPhone. Your smartphone has an incredibly great camera, and it's incredible that we can actually use that as a tool. You add a microphone to it, which there's plenty of, and I have some of those in the book. And you add a little bit of cheap lighting, and you can make a professional looking video. So you already have the gear, so I wouldn't get stuck on gear. If you do find yourself getting stuck on gear, it's not really a gear thing. It's really more of your mind is giving you an excuse not to do the video, because video is scary. Video, it takes a lot of work, and our inner selves can be our own worst enemies sometimes, and that will prevent you from doing it. So once we get that video shot, our next step is to edit the video. This part is what takes the most amount of time. If you're shooting a 30-second commercial, you could be shooting sometimes you may have spent about 2 hours shooting that video, or at least an hour. It takes the most amount of time in the edit. And so this is the one part also, if I ever said, I would never tell you to hire a professional videographer, but if there ever is a reason to hire one, it's this. It just takes a lot of time, and it takes skill to learn how to do it. You can learn the basic skills really easily on how to set that camera up, attach a microphone to it, set up some lighting, and press that record button. But the editing part is going to require a lot more training. And so it's going to come down to, for some people like us, we were real estate agents, and we were shooting and cutting up our own videos. It worked for us because I did all more of the technical stuff and the back end stuff in our office. So it just kind of came on to me, and I ended up being good at it. So we were lucky in that regards. But we had a partnership, me and my brother, with a brokerage. Some of you guys may be just lone single agents and you don't have a partner. And that means that if you're spending time on editing, that's time that you could be, spending more on selling, on finding new relationships, working on your business. So the editing part is going to be the one part that you're going to need some help in. Again, in the book, I do have some solutions on there for, like, if you want to do your own editing. I started myself. I use Final Cut now for all my editing, but I started on iMovie. I used Camtasia in the past. I started with the free stuff, the easy stuff first, and then eventually moved up to more complicated things. Moral of the story, though, is keep it simple and make a decision on what's the best place to put your time. Once you've got that video cut, we're getting to the last two steps here. There's going to be revisions. The first cut of a video never should be the one that you put out there. You want to export it, watch that video, and see how it looks. And you'll see a couple things you want to change, tweaks, little edits, make sure your spelling's correct. And then it's ready for that distribution. And then once it's ready for distribution, then you're ready to put that video out there. And that's when it's ready for prime time, ready for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Every single time, this is the plan. You want to take each one of these 6 things into consideration, because it doesn't matter if you're making a commercial, doesn't matter if you're making a simple event video, like for your events, Lee, doesn't matter if you're making a real estate virtual tour. You're following these steps, and if you do these every single time, you'll be more successful with the videos that you make in the future. And again, this isn't like my patented system. This is pretty much a very similar process. It'll change and alter from different video production companies, but most of them follow some type of a similar type of system with what they do. And again, I'm going to give you the ebook. That ebook has everything in it, the details and everything else, that hopefully, people that are listening on the call can get a lot of good information out of. And again, totally sorry about having the break there in the middle. I wanted to kind of give you just a couple of good tips, fast, quick, the ebook, so that people could walk away with this and and just be able to like make their first marketing video. Hello.
Okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Thank you,
Right.
Jen. Jen yelled from the other room, which means here's a funny moment. I'm going to be doing an edit on the video and the audio that goes out. First of all, go to elguapovideomarketing.com. Yes, El Guapo, just like the movie. elguapovideomarketing.com, and you can get information about George. He's in Southern California. If you're interested in using his services, I'll say this for everybody. If you want to find out about tour dates, coaching, everything that we're doing in our million homeowner help crusade, as well as getting 1,000 agents to join us, go to homeadvocates.io. We're going to do all our questions offline, which gives you an opportunity to join us every Wednesday. Just send an email, lee@honish.io, if you're not a part of that call. I would love to get your information and put you on this call with us. Thanks.